Hello survivors and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be looking at the League Season 5 updates and changes post that was put on the forums, and we're just going to jump straight into it. It says, "Greetings survivors, Season 5 of Leagues begins Monday, May the 13th, and with it comes a number of important changes." First up, it's the League Store updates, and it says, "We are making much of the gear found in the League Store available to more players. All items that were available in the Silver League Store in Season 4 are now being moved to the Bronze Store, with the exception of the Silver League mod box. That will remain obviously in the Silver section of the store." Number 2 says, "Many of the items that were available in the Gold League Store in Season 4 are now being moved to the Silver League Store." So it's basically just bumping things down, except for Letterman jackets, baseball caps, Horde refills, and Gold League mod boxes, which will continue to be available in the Gold League Store. And then thirdly, it says, "Many of the items available in the Platinum League Store in Season 4 are now being moved to the Gold Store." And I assume it means Canteen in this next line, but Canteen GPS Polishing Kit and Platinum League mod boxes will continue to be available in the Platinum League Store. Prices in the League Store will remain the same. Now, personally, I don't mind this too much. I think having sort of a wall in terms of getting a hold of gear was always a bad thing. Personally, I think Letterman jackets and baseball caps should be bronze, available to everybody. If they're going to cost as much as they do, they are what is needed to tier up these characters that you can get from the season store. There shouldn't be any wall in terms of being able to get a hold of just these pieces of gear. They cost a lot in the first place, and there shouldn't be any blockage on people being able to level up their characters no matter what division they're in my opinion. Especially as it is exclusive gear only available in this store. Next up, we have the season store updates, and it says 2 5-star ascendables will be available in the season store this season, one of which will be a season exclusive. A new League season bag has been added to the season store containing high value items. 3 non-ascendable 5-stars will continue to be available. So obviously the key change in there is that instead of there being 2 exclusive 5-star ascendables, there is only going to be 1 this season. And I guess that's how it's going to be going forward. They rarely increase something afterwards. I mean, they could, you never know. But I think this is a big change, and I don't mind the change so much, but it puts a lot of pressure on that character actually being good. Because if it's not, then it's useless, basically a useless season for a lot of people, because this is one of the very few avenues that people who are free to play have a chance of getting a character that could potentially close the gap. And that character has to be good. It has to be meta-changing character now. It can't be just a character that's a bit of fun, one of them being good. You know, they have to be really good characters, especially that exclusive character. You know, I'm talking ones with good specialist skills, not just absolutely useless leader skills, average rushes, average active skills. They have to be really gap-closing characters, especially with the kind of promos we've been seeing coming out recently. So again, maybe putting a bit more pressure on themselves, but we'll see. We'll have to see on the first character. But if it's not good, it's basically a write-off in the season for a lot of people in terms of the rewards. In terms of the season bag, we'll have to wait and see. But it says it's high-value items, so it could be things like gear, it could be medals, that sort of thing. It could cost a lot of season tokens. Again, we'll have to wait and see until that actually pops up in the store. If that's replacing the Ascendable again, so it has to be good, you know. We'll have to wait and see. The 3 non-Ascendable 5-stars returning, still, that's great. And there's no talk of any weapons coming into this in the season store updates, so many people were asking for potential weapons, maybe weapons with already good tier 3s on them or something like that. But that's not going to be the case in terms of any weapons coming in, so not this season at least. The next part talks about the league structure changes, and it says, "In an effort to streamline the overall league structure and give players a clearer path to growing their status in leagues, we're making changes to division structure and how demotions are applied. Specifically, Bronze League will now have 1 division, Silver League will now have 2 divisions, Gold League will now have 3 divisions, and Platinum and Diamond will stay at the same at 5 divisions. There will no longer be demotions at all league levels that are below Platinum 1. I'm not really sure that there will no longer be demotions at all league levels, but I'm going to guess this is going to massively reduce coin payments in terms of if there's only 1 division and it's only the top 15 that get coins. Obviously before it was 5 divisions giving out coins, now it's just 1. And the same with silver, is going to be 2 instead of 5, 3 instead of 5 in gold. So there's going to be a lot less coins being paid out each season. and there's going to be a lot more players potentially in each division as well. It doesn't mention if there'll be any changes to the promotion and demotion spots in terms of how many people will be competing for those spots, so it could potentially be more people competing for less spots. The last section is region mates in leagues. Currently at the start of each week, players are randomly sorted within their league division. This is why every week you see a different player from all over the world in your league. Starting later this season, we'll be rolling out a change that will prioritize placing players from the same region into the same league, provided they are in the same division. We hope that seeing more familiar faces each week will make competition more meaningful. This change will not be in effect during the qualification week, but look for it to be enabled later in the season. So basically what this seems to be is your regional tournaments will be affected very heavily in this situation, whereas sometimes I've come 50th place in my region, but I've come top 5 in my league. That could change, although obviously there's going to be a spread of people over the divisions in your region potentially. I've only really seen region mates in my division maybe once or twice, so I guess that's going to become much more commonplace now. So that's the end of this little update. Do tell me what you think about the changes to League Season 5. Obviously the key one for me is the reduction of the exclusive character from 2 to 1. But do tell me what you think about the changes. That's the end of my video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.